Howdy, CC from Barking Dog Interactive here. I'd like to show you the progress we've made on our upcoming Sifteo Cube game, Cube Café. Now if you haven't seen our previous video, Cube Café is a time management game in the tradition of Sally's Spa, Diner Dash, Ninja Kitchen, and others. Customers come into your restaurant and you order food, and they order food and you rush to fill the orders. Today I'd like to show you some of the new features in this game, and boy, there's a lot of them. The new version of Cube Café includes new graphics, new recipes, new stations, new tutorials, new levels, new customer behavior, all kinds of fun stuff. So let's get to it. Now, when you enter the game, the first thing you'll notice is that there's no longer one giant tutorial level at the beginning of the game. It was just too long to introduce all the mechanics that you would need to play through the entire game in one level. Plus we added some new mechanics, so that tutorial level would have gotten really long. So instead what we do is we now have these mini tutorials at the start of every level. There's a tutorial available for this level. Do you want to play it? So you'll see this at the beginning of several of the levels, and they're just mini tutorials that introduce you to only the skills that you need for the new level. So let's take a look at one. Welcome to Cube Café. A customer is waiting to order. Bump the waitress cube into his side. Boop. Looks like he wants a soda. Let's get him one. Tap to continue. This is the refrigerator. Pick up the soda by bumping the waitress cube into its side. Boom. Okay, here's a new feature. You may have noticed that it now animates the food from one cube to the other when you bump the cubes together. That's a new feature, and it really helps the player understand what's going on when they're bumping these cubes together to move the food around. We're really happy with that. So now you have that soda. Let's deliver it. Tap to continue. To deliver the soda, just bump the waitress cube back into the customer. Awesome. Looks like he left a tip. Bump again to collect it. Now you'll notice that there's new tip graphics too, and plus there's a little bar down here at the bottom. That's new too. That's the tip bar. We'll talk about that in a minute. Excellent. One more thing, the waitress has two hands. Tap her to see how she has two hands. Tap to exit. Okay, so that's an example of a new tutorial level, and there's new tutorial levels for cooking meat, making pizzas, that's a new feature. Making burgers, chopping lettuce and tomatoes, there's a new feature there, and filleting fish. So there's all kinds of new stuff to learn. So let's take a look at another new feature, which is, let's do pizzas. Let's just play this game. Nope, we'll do the tutorial. So let's make some pizzas. First, grab some dough out of the refrigerator. Now let's tap on the refrigerator to change to the new pizza making station. Check it out. The pizza making station has several places on it. There's pizza sauce, cheese, and pepperoni, and then the actual pizza oven. So the way it works is you bump into the sauce to get some sauce on the dough. You bump the cheese to get cheese on there. You bump the pepperoni on there, and then you put it into the oven and wait for it to cook. Great job. You'll be slinging pizzas in no time. So that's the new pizza kitchen. So that's a new type of food. There's several recipes. You can make pepperoni pizzas and cheese pizzas for people. And let's take a look at the other new feature, which is the chopping station. Yeah, let's take a look at the tutorial for that. It's time to learn how to use the cutting board. Let's drop the lettuce on the board. Boop. To chop the lettuce, just tap the screen until it is fully chopped. So the way this works is you put the lettuce on there, and then you tap until it chops. Now you just grab it and put it on there. Let's do the tomato. And then you can put them together to make a salad. Pretty cool, huh? So you can use the tomatoes and the lettuce to make gourmet burgers, which have lettuce or tomatoes on them. And also during the vegetarian attack level, you can also make vegetarian sandwiches that just have one or the other of the vegetables on them. And then similarly, you use that new system to fillet fish. So you can put some fish on the chopping block and then tap it to fillet it, and then you can cook it normally. So those are some of the new features in Cube Café. The other new feature is the customers. So let's take a look at how the customers work. So when you come in, the customers are going to show up on this cube, and you'll see that there's a bar down at the bottom. Let's figure out what they want. This little girl wants steak. So we'll pick up a steak and we'll put it on the grilling station. Now you'll notice there's new graphics for the grilling station because we moved the chopping block over to another cube. So there we go. It's cooking. Now look over here. This customer is getting very angry because we haven't served her up yet. And now she's angry too. So we better get going. That's a new feature, that the customers get angry. And when you give them their tips, when you finally deliver it, they give you different amounts of tips. And as you collect tips, it fills up the tip bar down here at the bottom. In order to pass a level, you have to fill up the tip bar. And the faster you serve the customers, the faster the tip bar fills up when you deliver the food. So that's one of the new mechanics for the game. And that's about it. Another new feature is that you can exit levels by pushing the button on the Sifteo base station. So those are the new features for Cube Café. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments about the game, feel free to leave them on the YouTube comment thread. Bon appétit!